Shem, the son of Noah, plays a vital role in the Bible's narrative, bridging the period between the flood and the development of nations. His life, though not detailed extensively, is woven into the story of God's covenant with humanity and the formation of the Semitic peoples, including the line leading to Abraham and ultimately to Christ. Shem's story is primarily found in Genesis 6-11 and is enriched by the genealogies and traditions that trace his legacy. Shem was born in a world spiraling into moral and spiritual chaos. As the eldest of Noah's 3 sons, he likely witnessed the growing wickedness of humanity and the violence that filled the earth. When God revealed to Noah his plan to cleanse the earth with a great flood, Shem and his family worked alongside their father to build the ark, a massive wooden vessel that would become their salvation. The project likely took decades, during which Shem endured the ridicule of neighbors and onlookers who doubted the reality of God's judgment. When the floodwaters came, Shem, his wife, his brothers Ham and Japheth, and their families entered the ark, along with pairs of every kind of animal. For 40 days, rain poured from the heavens, and waters surged from the depths, covering even the highest mountains. As the earth's surface transformed into a vast sea, Shem and his family waited in the ark, trusting God's promise of deliverance. After 150 days, the waters began to recede, and the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. When the ground dried, God instructed Noah and his family to leave the ark. Shem stepped out into a renewed but barren world, witnessing the rainbow that God set in the sky as a sign of his covenant never to destroy the earth with a flood again. Shem's life took on a new significance in this post-flood world. He and his brothers became the progenitors of the new human population. God blessed Shem and his descendants, and Noah acknowledged Shem's spiritual legacy, saying, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem." Genesis 9 verse 26. This blessing positioned Shem as the ancestor of a line that would carry forward the knowledge and worship of the true God. Shem's descendants are listed in the genealogies of Genesis 10 and 11, known as the Table of Nations. From his line came the Semitic peoples, including the Hebrews, Assyrians, and Arameans. Shem's legacy is especially significant because it includes Abram, later Abraham, whom God called to be the father of his chosen people, Israel. Through Abraham, Shem's line became the channel of God's redemptive plan for humanity. This culminated in the birth of Jesus Christ, who is often referred to in genealogical terms as a descendant of Shem. One of the most compelling aspects of Shem's story is the contrast between him and his brother Ham. After the flood, Noah planted a vineyard and became drunk from its wine. Ham saw his father's nakedness and dishonored him, while Shem and Japheth respectfully covered their father without looking at him. This act of honor and righteousness further underscored Shem's character as a man of integrity and reverence for God. Shem lived for 600 years, spanning the time of the flood and several generations afterward. His life served as a bridge between the antediluvian and post-diluvian worlds, carrying forward the knowledge of God in a time when humanity began to scatter and form nations. His descendants preserved the monotheistic faith, setting the stage for God's covenant with Abraham and the unfolding of salvation history. Shem's story reminds us of the importance of faithfulness and the enduring impact of a life devoted to God's purposes. Though he lived in the shadow of Noah, Shem's legacy resonates through the pages of Scripture, pointing to the greater story of God's redemption.